Paula Show is on. The Paula Show. Come on, one and all. I extend an invitation to the Paula Show. Join in the conversation. Transforming behavior, recognizing our Savior, overcoming hurdles, achieving dreams. Together we can succeed.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Paula Show. Tonight we're speaking about how to strike the balance with grooming. Raquel wore very expensive clothes, but they were dark colored. And although they fitted well, they lacked creativity. Monica, on the other hand, mixed and matched, and she purchased her clothes in bargain stores. So one day Raquel became really annoyed because she said, how come Monica's always looking so nice and she doesn't even spend half as much as I do on clothing? The transformation began. Raquel was so happy with the outcome that she asked Monica to become her shopper. Do you know what eventually happened? Raquel became an image consultant simply because Monica influenced her to do such a thing. Who is going to influence you to change your wardrobe, to add some color, to make it really popping? Is it going to be Derri Ann Browne who's here tonight? Is it going to be Mario Connor who's also here tonight? Stay with us on the Paula Show. It's all about grooming and striking the balance. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Thank you for staying with us on the Paula Show. Remember to watch the Paula Show via CTV Channel 2 on Tuesday nights at 9 and Sundays there's a rebroadcast at 1 in the afternoon. The Paula Show inspires, entertains, and transforms behavior. Tonight, Mario Connor is here, and he's the CEO of Rivers by Quintessence in Redcliffe Key. Derri Ann Browne is also here, and she's the CEO of the district in Campsite. Guys, thank you for accepting our invitation to the Paula Show. And you know we can't shake hands tonight. Social distancing. But thank you for accepting our invitation. Should I refer to you as fashion retailers or clothing retailers? Because you guys are looking so fashionable tonight. Tell me.
For me, retail, of course, is slightly different to what we will consider or call ourselves more of a boutique outlook, which is retail more carry a lot of the quantity of the same things, while boutiques will probably more look at limited, unique stuff, limited amount of pieces.
So you prefer to be associated with fashion as opposed to retail?
Yes.
Derri Ann?
Okay, so I classify myself as a fashion merchandiser and stylist who owns a boutique. So,
so we can't get that into one title.
no.
That's a range of titles right there. And your store is located at Redcliffe Key, and yours is at Campsite. As a unisex or single sex?
Me,
clothing?
unisex.
Unisex?
Yes. Male and female all the way.
Why is that?
Well, because I'm not the only owner. Of course, my beautiful wife plays a major part in this. So,
so she made the decision?
Not really, no.
Sounds like you wanted to do male and she decided we're doing unisex.
No, because I do help females a lot too. So yes, I do. So it wasn't really hard for us to make a decision because a lot of guys look up to me in that form, and females too. So, and even come to me about their
because when we
males.
dress, we like to say, honey, how do I look? How do I look? How do I? We want a man's point of view.
It wasn't really hard. It wasn't, we didn't have a, no fuss about it.
Derri Ann, unisex?
No, I only cater to females.
Oh, go girl, more power.
Yes, my boutique is exclusively for women or juniors, which are like teenagers.
Okay.
So no unisex for me.
In the future, maybe?
I find that men...
Greg is going to ask you to expand eventually because Greg likes to dress.
Yes, he does, but I find that in my form of work, men like to spoil women more, so they come and shop for women, or give women the opportunity to come in and purchase something for themselves, and they'll buy it. If I do expand, I think I would expand into children's clothing.
Oh, not the guys at all.
No.
All right. Different sizes, different personalities, different religious persuasions. How do you please all these customers? That's a huge task.
That's a huge task. And that is something that persons tend to, wow, to say that, for me, pleasing customers is not hard, because a lot of persons find us to be, trust us a lot. So when we say, okay, this will definitely work for you, we hardly have anyone, opposing or making a fuss for us, for even male and female. As I said, I consider myself to be a walking model. So what I wear is what I sell.
You offer to the customers.
Correct. So
very good.
Persons will see that and they say, hey, I like that.
I want to look like you.
You
see, and that's what I want people to understand. Personal branding is so important.
So important.
Yes. Derri Ann, tell me about how you're pleasing the customers.
So, of course, in this business, customers are always right.
Really?
But I think for myself and the lady that works alongside me, Valda, what is important is that you look at somebody's personality and you also offer an honest opinion. Not everybody is honest in this business, and I think most of our clients, they really appreciate our honesty when it's time for them to choose something, especially for a special occasion. And we must remember too that once you sell something to somebody, they're a representation of your brand, and you also want your brand to look well.
Correct.
The thing is, as she said that everybody is not honest, I remember a particular store in town, and whatever pair of shoes you try, the lady would say, oh, it looks good. It really looks good. And your heels are hanging over, but it looks good. Your toes are squashing, but it looks good. You feel as if you're being blinded by the tightness of the shoes, but she insists that they look nice. So some people are caught up in the moment and they purchase the shoes, and then by the time you return home and
you don't like it,
and you try to return it, and it's a big deal. So I would want to say to everyone who's listening to this program tonight, please, if it doesn't feel comfortable,
don't take it.
Don't engage in compulsive buying. Take a day or two, think about it, and return and be satisfied that this is what you want.
And that normally happens.
Yeah. So when you're planning to shop, what's the process?
In my case, I have some awesome vendors, and fortunate for me, I've built relationships with them since I was in university. So they have kind of enabled me with a head start. So for me personally, sometimes I shop by trend, sometimes I shop by season. But I also find that with women, what's important is great basics. And once you have the basics, then you can put anything else around that. So that's basically how I shop.
Derri Ann basically hit the nail on the head. Season, trends, of course. Yeah, that is very important. Colors, most times in every year there's a particular color that basically dominates. And it's not every color fits every individual. So you, of course, have to be honest. Tell them, okay, this is the trending, this is what's trending, but it may not necessarily suit you. But I normally go by seasons, trend, but we live in the tropics.
And your instinct as well.
But sometimes your instinct can be off, but whoever you shop from will say, listen, we've had this product, we've had to restock it maybe like 10 times within the week. I really think you should take this.
Which means it's in high demand.
Right. And they'll say, okay, so try a few pieces and let me know how it goes. And usually they're not wrong.
If they don't work, can you return them?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Returning
this is not Macy's.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
It's difficult as a wholesaler or like a large manufacturing company to have somebody return things to them every time it doesn't work out for you.
So the retailer, it's easier.
So if you're a retail or a chain store, it's easier because you could always have, you know, it returned, it will circulate to another population. You can always put it on markdown, that kind of thing.
Do you get these calls? I'm attending a wedding, I'm attending a graduation, I'm attending a 60th birthday party. Do you think
it's my birthday?
Or it's my birthday. This is what I have. Do you think it will work? Or I need something?
All the time. All the time. I thought my phone rings a lot, but my wife's phone tends to go off a lot. Probably more than me when it comes to, especially of course the females. So yes, first of all, you try to find out what occasion and if there's a particular color scheme or anything of such. Then you take it from there. You know, if what you have cannot work, we'll probably suggest something. You don't necessarily mean you have to get it from me, but I will definitely try to see how I can help you facilitate it. And of course, accessorize it also.
And sometimes it's at the last minute.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to say that, but that's true. Most people look for things at the last minute, hoping that you have like this extensive catalog of things for them to choose from. And then in that instant, you really have to know your product and say, okay, I can supply you with like 5 outfit ideas. Come in, let's see what works, let's see what we can put together.
The other thing I must say, I do not like to shop at stores that stock 50 of one item and I'm at an event and everybody looks like Siamese twins. I do not like it. Even if it's red, blue, yellow, I don't care. It's a different color, but it's the same style. And to me, the similarity is just too much. I like exclusivity. Fashion magazines, style shows, and advice columns focus on dressing for body types and age. They sometimes miss the importance of color. Color matters. I don't like brown because I'm very dark, and brown does not enhance my complexion.
In terms of like your complexion, you could wear a dark brown, but it would need to be highlighted by maybe like a caramel or a nude.
Nude especially.
I hate brown.
In terms of something like that, like you would call that monochrome dressing, where you're sticking with the same colors. But there is a shade of color for everybody.
I like bronze, but I don't like the darker hues of brown. And I find that color sends visual messages. So if it's raining, if it's overcast, I personally don't do dark colors. I think the day is already damp and dark.
So you're saying that your colors won't be gloomy.
Yes, yes.
You may think that way, but other people may not have that sort of, you know, thought process.
I'm into visuals, color visuals.
You must remember too, sometimes people wear dark colors to hide things.
Yes.
So if people are overweight, they tend to wear dark colors. If people are unsure of how to mix and match, that's like the number one phone call I get.
But you usually wear monochrome.
Everybody likes black. Everybody likes black. They think it's flattering, they think it's forgiving, or they just wear black because they don't know what to wear, or they don't know how to match prints, textures, patterns, colors. That doesn't necessarily mean, you know, that it's a perception of their personality.
But there's some persons who forever wear black. Black to work, black to church, black to the office, black at the grocery store. To me, that's just too heavy.
Well, they will say that that's their favorite color, but really it's because they probably don't know what else to wear in terms of blending.
Right.
Or for instance,
black is slimming.
For me, I love black, but dark, of course, most persons dark. The darker you are, brighter colors, of course, is better to highlight certain things. And for me, I love bright colors. I will wear any color. There's not a color that I'm afraid to wear. Not afraid. I got pink pants. I wear any color.
Don't be touching on the Paula show. We need to get the wipes.
So any brighter colors, of course, for a darker complexion.
Yeah.
A brighter color will best.
Yeah.
Will best. You know.
I have a
suit you.
friend who rocks orange and yellow. Who does that?
I do.
Yeah, I do
Oh,
that
I'm
too.
sorry.
Love.
I didn't mean
But
to
do you know what
offend.
color would look really nice on you? Canary yellow would look nice on you.
I have
your
a few
complexion.
canary yellows, yeah.
I
Blue,
will-
cobalt. I love
Cobalt blue would look
fuchsia.
really nice.
Listen,
Yeah.
Fuchsia pink.
they're losing me now.
And leaf green. Leaf
Yes,
green would look
yes,
really nice
yes,
on you
yes.
too.
Pantone Fashion Color Report comes out each year, and they have a color of the year. And this year, it's classic blue. So they describe it as the sky at dusk. This nice, it's an unusual blue.
It's like I almost want to say almost like a pastel-y
Yes,
blue.
with a little cobalt in it. Just a tinge of
Powdered blue. It's like
Yeah.
a powdered blue.
Uh-huh.
It's a nice color.
It's a nice color. But do you think that every year we should get something in the Mario's of it in the color of the year? Because to me it complements your wardrobe to have something each year.
Yeah, well, you say something. It doesn't have to mean this.
It doesn't have to be an
Everything,
entire
you know.
outfit.
Right. I agree with that. Now, you ladies, ladies tend to mention a lot of colors. Now, I love colors, but the different names that you've been calling with all these different
You
colors.
have no idea.
I really always have this debate with mostly females. What are you talking about?
So you guys don't worry about the names of
No.
colors?
No, I'm not saying that. we don't.
Basic, you guys just do
No,
basic.
I will see the color, but remember,
to you, it'll just be like blue.
So it's blue.
a shade of blue. Let's put it that way.
Gray.
Should not be.
Or something.
My wife will probably know the different colors.
So it's a ladies thing then.
It must be a lady thing. You can ask any guy.
When I first started, color became a big thing because when you are helping people mix and match, you learn by pairing on a color wheel. That's like how I formally learned to do that. So
I'm not right
each
with names.
color wheel has like different shades.
Yes. Yes.
So over time, you just remember the name.
I just call them a different shade of the color.
I use a Pantone color wheel because when I left telecoms, I didn't know what to do initially. So I signed up for image consultancy with a really expensive school in Canada. And these are the pieces of information that they would send to you, the color wheel. And when I saw it, I said, whoo! There's so many colors in the world because we just know the basic colors growing up. And then I started paying attention to color and the different browns and the different shades of bronze and this. I'm saying bronze is bronze. But then I've grown to appreciate understanding colors. Teal was a color that I would never be caught wearing.
Really?
But teal
It's a
is-
beautiful,
it's
like,
it's
monotone
Yeah.
So
color.
those basic color names I will
Yeah.
know, and but
But
canary, this is like okay, different shade.
But since
You
we're
guys
on
got
the topic of color too, since I have opened my store, I'm not sure if every store does that, but the district has always been organized by color.
do you think that there are clothes that are considered age appropriate?
About 2 years ago, my father, who is now about 64, about 2 years, like, Dad, why are you wearing these big pants and these big shirts and that kind of stuff? And it doesn't
Look attractive.
No, not attractive. I opened the can of worms. I'm talking about shirts tighter than mine, pants tighter than mine, and I'm like, Dad, you're not my brother. When I told you this, I didn't expect you to go that extreme.
When you get a revelation, sometimes it takes you from one extreme to the next, and people are wondering, wait, what's happening?
I think it's important to remember too that age is just a number. It's difficult to tell somebody they can't wear something. I think what is a good thing to say is you have to do stuff in moderation. So I'm not expecting somebody who's 90.
74 wanting to wear mini skirts.
Well, no, but I still think they're tasteful ways to do things.
Age appropriate
Yeah.
is about being tasteful.
Yes.
And moderation.
Yes,
I think
of
that's
course.
the big word. Everything in moderation.
Yeah.
As of course.
Well, your dad is definitely
Well, if he's trying to class himself as my brother, I'm like, oh boy. And not even my brother wears such fitted clothes.
muscle man shirt.
He's really turning it up right now.
Accessorizing your outfits, that is important. And when we speak about accessories, people might be thinking only jewelry. Let's take shoes first.
So I think personally that women should have
About 50 pairs of shoes.
50 is a modest number,
Moderation.
but in terms of style,
Yeah.
you should have a pair of flats, really nice sandals, a comfortable heel, and I want to say like a loafer type shoe.
Okay, wedges, no?
Yeah, wedges for somebody that can't take the pressure of the stiletto
stilettos.
heel. Fortunately now they make a lot of platform heels or
Yeah.
the thick heel for people that want to keep their balance, or they make the kitten heel for people that can't go too high.
Yes.
So
A wide range.
yeah, there's a
of
wide
shoes.
range of shoe styles. You also need, especially for like work, you want to have an appropriate work shoe. So you might want to have something that
Pumps.
is round mouth. So you might want a round mouth pump.
Pointed, please.
Or you might want something that's pointed, that's a little more stylish and edgy.
Yeah.
Or like I said, a nice flat. And by flats, I don't mean rubber slippers.
No.
I mean like a nice loafer. It doesn't have to be the boyish looking ones. They have really great flats now. They come like patent leather, they come snake print, leopard print, you know, they're cute.
They're cute, especially for traveling and
Yeah.
after work. You're wearing your uniform instead of just dragging some slippers through the grocery store in the people's uniform. You're still looking, you know.
I mean, they may be comfortable, but
It's not
they
a
might be an
not
eyesore.
appropriate. So tell me about the shoes for men. Do you need 50 pairs as well? I'm sure you have about 75.
I have quite a few, I should say. Well, for men, of course, I tend to say we in the tropics, for sure, a nice pair of if you want to call it slippers or sandals, will definitely, you need to have that in your closet.
Sneakers.
Sneakers. For me personally, I'm not so much of a sneakers person, but
At least
I do.
one for
I have a
hiking,
few.
walking. A few? And
Yeah,
you're
like,
not a sneakers person?
At least three. At least three.
I mean, I was gonna say that too. Sneakers are pretty stylish.
Yeah.
I have sneakers.
I'm not into sneakers, but at least.
For me, mostly loafers is very important for a man to have. So you can have a few sneakers, but you should have at least
Shoes with laces you need.
shoes with laces, shoes without laces,
Yeah.
loafers for sure. Most loafers, of course,
Different
don't come in
colours.
different colors,
Brown,
different style,
black,
pointed,
navy.
round mouth. Quite a few.
Do you think men should get manicures and pedicures?
I am for that 100%.
Oh,
No.
okay. I was
Some men may
wondering.
make the difference, but you need males do need men. You need to get manicure and pedicure too.
Facial, wax.
Facial wax, maybe that's a little bit extreme for male, but facials, yes.
All right.
So I am all for that. Of course, everything is in moderation. It is not something you'll do as much as probably the females, but
Yeah.
it's something that I think that you
A man
should do. Yeah.
Derri Ann, we waxing our guys.
I don't know about that one. That was
I think waxing is a personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
There are many men that like to wax or shave for whatever reason, whether it's vanity or hygiene. Yes. A point I was going to say about the feet, for people that can't afford to do a manicure or pedicure, they should keep their nails groomed well, at a great length. And then also, it's important for you to moisturize your hands and your feet. You don't want to wear toes out shoes and you have grimy looking toes,
and it's white.
or you have a really white heel because that's going to take away from your entire aesthetic. You could look gorgeous, and then as soon as somebody looks at your feet, they're like, oh my God.
But why are people always looking at people's toes?
That's what I'm saying. Surprisingly, that's one of the first places.
That people look,
That's one of the first places people look.
Yeah.
Guys will say, nice toes. Look as if you just got them polished.
I read in Vogue a couple years ago that the first place somebody looks at you, it's either your mouth or your feet.
It's true.
Teeth or feet.
Right.
Socks, belts, pantyhose. I'm a pantyhose girl.
Really?
Yes.
True.
I don't ever want to be out of pantyhose. And set at the Paula show, in town, in church, wherever, I'm doing my pantyhose.
I mean, I personally don't wear pantyhose, but I'm a big advocate for exfoliating your skin. So if you're somebody that isn't into pantyhose, I think that body polish or body scrub is really good. So like, you know, if you shave your legs, wax your legs, it's important to exfoliate like 2 times a week. Moisturize. I use a lot of coconut oil.
Then.
Yeah, it
Good.
protects, and it also makes your complexion or your legs look flawless, which is important.
Creases, marks, anything like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm getting more
Yes,
pantyhose then. Belts. Mario, should the belt match the shoes?
Most definitely.
I'm just asking.
That goes without saying.
Brown belt, black shoes.
Listen,
We are not doing that.
No, there are quite a few. Let's take for my day-to-day, my day job. One of my responsibilities, of course, is to make sure the guys are definitely on point.
Really?
Yeah, not just generally. So anything that has to do with uniforms, anything of such.
Yeah.
They for me. Black pants, black belt, black shoes. All right, definitely not. Can't be upset. I have seen persons that will wear a nice pair of shoes but have on a cloth belt.
Yeah, fabric belt instead of a leather belt.
I'm like, no.
We're not doing that.
No.
It could be the person's personality, y'all. Just
No,
told
that's
me
not
that.
personality.
It could be style.
It's just that they just don't care. But you don't
Or
do
it
that.
might be
Prints,
just what they have.
Or it might be that the person just doesn't know.
okay, well, I mean, I need to probably give them one. But, of course, tan shoes, get a tan belt.
Or a brown belt.
Well, at least as close as possible to the tan shoes. It's normally difficult sometimes to get a tan belt, but you can get
Well, just dye the shoes brown then.
Yes, but you would want to have, different color of shoes at least. I think having a nice pair of tan shoes for a male it accessorized, or it stands out. It makes edgy, makes you look
Very sleek.
very sleek. That's the word right there.
The thing is, though, some belts, because I have a navy and a red belt, and I wear that with red shoes and my red pocketbook. So the belt is the contrast in the outfit. And it's cute, but
that's something different.
but I guess
That is something different.
That's something
Workwear.
different. No, not necessarily for workwear, because there are different instances where you could have your shoe and your bag matching. Yes, the belt is a contrast, but it's also bringing balance to your outfit. What else are you wearing? How else are you accessorizing your outfit? And those are things people need to take into consideration.
Yes. Socks too.
something as well. Yes, I'm going to socks, because sometimes I see socks. I mean, your socks are nice tonight. It blends with the outfit, but sometimes I see polka dot socks or Santa Claus socks. It's just not matching. Is it that it should not match?
Some, again,
It should pop.
personality, sometimes depends on the type of pants you're wearing. If your pants, of course, is one of those, some guys would call them almost like a capri, but it's not a capri. But if your pants is, of
Like
course,
right all the way up here.
a little above your ankle,
ankle.
and you want your socks to basically be something that stands out, you will wear something that's probably outrageous, something that looks different, that's different, completely different to your outfit.
Let's talk about in the office. A new thing, dress down Friday, and that needs some standardization across the offices.
Yes.
Dress down Friday in a lot of instances looks like, we just grab something from the closet, grab something from someplace, threw it together, and there's just no coordination. It's, you know, it's not looking right for the office.
The companies that you work for need to definitely standardize some things and set, of course, have guidelines as to what you can wear, even if it's dress down. For me, a dress down, Friday, if you want to call it that way, it could be whether it's a polo, and maybe it could be supplied by the company or whatever, and of course a nice pair of slacks. That's dress down for me, but I don't know how extreme of a dress down you're referring to, because every company should have a guideline, of course, a dress code that you should be able, everyone still looks dressed down, but still have some
Dress
form
down for me on a Friday, back then, a pair of slacks, a nice button-down shirt, some pantyhose, and lower shoes than during the week.
It still stands for a lot of companies.
Dress down. My shoes, the heels are,
Personally,
like
for me,
kitten
dress
heels or
down is
something.
jeans. And I know a lot of people don't like jeans.
I hate it with a passion.
If you don't like jeans, you know, they're colored trousers. They're also, you know, it's a big hit now. They're paper bag waist pants, but they're tailored so they can look dressy or casual. Something like that could be used for a dress down outfit. Definitely like a polo, a button down, like a classic white tee. White button down, you can't go
But
wrong.
even for males, you don't jeans. As I say, I don't necessarily like jeans for a dress down.
No.
So, you know, of course, you know what is best to wear is similar to something what I have on. Chinos is a cross, of course, between jeans and similar to jeans and like a cotton pants. So it's not rough. And it's not too smooth.
Right.
So, you know, it gives you a nice little finish. And that is, I think, can work for, you know, dress down.
A nice
with
cotton shirt. You
Correct.
still look polished.
Yeah, chinos add that flavor.
You know what you also could wear too? For a casual look, you could also wear like a cotton tee and pair it with a blazer. That's a very chic
Some
look
nice
too.
pearls.
Right.
Yes.
Pearl
Simple
earrings.
Nubs, yeah, good.
So
Excellent.
tees are great basics. Tees are like a camisole. You can never have too many of those, like a V-neck, a round neck.
The blazer's nice.
Like a classic white tee, everybody should have.
Everybody should have.
Black one
And
too.
everybody should have a
And
black
black too,
one as
yes.
well. Sometimes people just don't know. But Google it.
Yeah, but even if you don't have, if you don't know what to Google, like if you were to call the district, or I'm sure if you were to call Mario,
the district, call Mario at Rivers by Quintessence.
Right.
But sometimes you guys are sleeping when we are on our way out at nights. Sometimes you're not going to be available. So at least
that's true.
we
but
can
There's a
have a hotline. Google, see what somebody is wearing. You know, look at what somebody might be wearing and then decide, okay, I don't want it like that. I'm going to tweak it a little, and you get some ideas.
Sometimes we think we look great and we don't look great, and our friends don't tell us we look horrible.
But who determines
So
if you, but if you
Should be
guys
you,
told
but-
me if it's your personality.
but sometimes this has nothing to do with your personality. It just means you may wake up, you may go to work every day in something ill-fitting and oversized, and everybody will tell you, oh, you look great, knowing that you look horrible.
Right.
Or you post
And-
something to Facebook and everybody responds and says,
Right.
looking good.
Right, but then
And-
you're shared in a group chat, you know, horrible content of the week. So I think sometimes we as individuals and as friends, whether like we're sisters, you know,
To be
friends,
honest.
partners, we need to be honest with one another. Yes, it may hurt somebody's feelings, but at the end of the day, it's better for somebody to step out looking their best self.
Dressing for church, too revealing. But what I find odd is that people say, come as you are to church. Oh, the Lord doesn't mind you coming as you are, but you're going to the passport office or you're going to a government office
Gotta
and you don't
cover
come
up.
as you are. You make sure that it's according to the standard
Correct.
established by that particular institution.
I guess because they look at it as that there might be a penalty
Well,
in that sense, as opposed to coming to church
I
and you
guess the
shouldn't
Lord
be.
is not there with a big stick.
And you know the big term they tend to use, rend your heart and not your garment.
And that is so not scriptural.
My point
it's
exactly.
Rent your
That's why I
heart
said
and
term. I
not
was
your
like,
garments, not render.
so they like to use that. So and that for some persons might think that you know, if I can wear what I want to come to church because you know God is not looking at that.
God is not there to be.
You know, He's not going to judge what I have on. But
or there's no security guard to say you are not able to enter because
go
you're
home
not
and put on a
appropriately dressed. You need a blazer.
Right.
Funerals, some time ago when people attending funerals, they used to respect not the deceased but the family of the deceased, you know, dress solemn and look as if you're really mourning. Derri Ann, you've seen some funeral outfits lately, right?
I mean, they look like they're going to the club, but
this is about personality again, or just being disrespectful?
I don't know if it's a case of being disrespectful, but also I'm not sure if much of our society or young people are into spirituality and you know, church. So maybe their wardrobe is not equipped for those things. But also I don't think it takes a rocket scientist for you to know that what is appropriate and not appropriate to wear to church. Or even if it is all you have, at least take a scarf, take a jacket, you know. You don't want the pastor to be lustful while you're sitting in the pew. You know?
No, that raises another issue. My audience might be watching and saying the pastor should not be thinking that.
Not as he's thinking, but you know, you just come. And I think that in our society, you must have something. As Derri mentioned, a scarf, something you can do in order to, you know,
to cover up
or look a little modest. You can do better. You must have something.
The other day, I was at a particular grocery store and there was a visitor who entered the grocery store, a female, in her swimwear, no cover-up.
Whoa. It's not carnival. It wasn't carnival time.
The other day, it was about maybe a month, 2 months ago. And the security allowed her to walk into the grocery store dressed like that. And people were appalled, saying, no, they can't come here and do stuff like that. But I was shocked that nobody stopped her because to me, the security should have said, you're not entering this grocery store in this state of undress.
I don't know. That's
a ticklish one.
The reason why I say that because at different times of the year, season, they might be allowed, and then you're telling me in January someone has on a similar wear.
You are telling me that at any time of year anybody should be allowed to walk around in swimwear? No cover up.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying why is it allowed a certain time of the year but yet still another time?
Oh, you're talking about carnival.
Okay.
Derri Ann.
Okay.
Things happen. She could have needed something urgently, but you know, a grocery store is a public place. You don't know who you're gonna offend. You don't know people's religious backgrounds. And like I mentioned earlier, you don't know the laws of the country, and then they're also you put yourself in a position, although it shouldn't be, for people to disrespect you. Not everybody holds their tongue, so if you're walking in there, you know, in a swimsuit and you get catcalls, you can't feel offended because people will say you brought attention to yourself. But, you know, sometimes we just need to be mindful of where we're going, what could happen, and try to put things in place in case we end up in situations like that. So,
like have a wrap, have a
or some shorts or a shirt or something.
I'm sure she had a towel. Even that could have.
Because things happen.
Yeah.
Things happen.
She wanted to do that because even while persons on the side were making comments, it's walking and daring like.
Oh, and she was a visitor?
One of those from the U.S.
Oh, okay, we know. Brooklyn.
I suppose an African American, as they call them. I have a problem with people disrespecting us in our country because when I travel to the US
Yeah, you
or
can't do
wherever,
that.
there are just some behaviors that are not accepted.
Correct.
And I do not do it. I do not offend. And people need to understand that not because we're a small country
Can do
in
what
the
you feel.
Caribbean, you need to respect the nationals, the residents, the whomever, the indigenous people, because hello, we don't take kindly to that.
Yeah, you're right.
Thanks for staying with us on the Paula Show. We'll be right back. Tonight, I'm wearing this outfit, and
Lovely.
it's not the norm, but these people at the district insisted that I wear this, and Mario, I'm coming down to you. So just bear that in mind.
Paula, it's important to step outside the box,
Box.
sometimes.
Yeah, but this
You know?
box has gone too far.
No,
Jack.
no, no.
You step
no.
This is not
outside,
a
so
square. This is now a triangle. It's not even a rectangle.
Remember you mentioned about you used to wear a lot of
Suits.
suits, and then you got,
You told me that
Try
I
the
should try
dress.
some dresses, and I like the dresses.
so this is a dress, but
Okay.
it's just a little more than what you're accustomed to. I know you like them nice and fitted and
Right.
snuggy, but this is you.
Snuggy. Mario, stop. There are 5 main Fashion Week events globally. London, Milan, Spain, New York Fashion
Paris.
Week, Paris, France Fashion Week, and the Arab Fashion Week. There's also a Russian one and another one that I'm not remembering, but these are the 5 main ones. You may not do a fashion week here, but any fashion shows, guy?
Well, for me, we contemplated on doing one exclusively for Rivers, but there was a fashion show earlier this year. Actually, it was the 1st of March. Yeah.
Oh.
Called Cover, sorry. Hide your flesh, reveal your spirit. So,
So you guys participated?
yes, of course.
Oh, nice.
Rivers played a major part in it. I think they were more more targeting persons that will, or clothing that are, more
Kind of for the religious setting.
not only, but just more
Covered.
Like
just
more
modest, not for the religious setting, but more modest. So you won't find much skin, anything with any skin revealing.
Cleavage.
Yeah. If cleavage not too low,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Thighs
And,
not too high.
Right, well received. And
So you had a ball.
I had a ball, and persons, the pieces that were selected and used in that fashion show, believe it or not, majority of them
Were sold?
were sold.
Well,
Not
who
not the
knows?
night, but I got a few
Following,
calls
yeah.
after. I said, "Oh, you have this," and because of course we're a boutique and we don't carry a lot of
Yes.
the pieces.
Exclusivity, please.
It's very, very so. Say, "Oh, sorry, it's not in your size, but we, can recommend something else along
Okay.
that line." But quite a few pieces that were there were sold because and we don't do returns. Most times we don't do returns. So if there's something that we probably invest in the first time, looks real good and it's sold, I can't guarantee you. Maybe a few years from now we might come in a similar style. Might
Yeah,
return it,
but definitely not right after.
not the next
Yeah.
season or
Yeah.
return. of
Derri Ann, planning on hosting a fashion show anytime soon?
So the boutique doesn't host a fashion show. What we host is a brunch. It's a charity brunch, and we encourage women and men to come fashionably dressed.
Oh.
So it's sort of like a fashion show with a difference.
Yes.
Everybody comes dressed in their best for a worthy cause.
All right. And you've been donating the
So
funds to which
each
charity?
each year the funds get donated to various institutions. So our first year was to a girls' home, the Cottage of Hope. Last year we donated to the mental hospital.
What about this year?
This year, usually we host it in March.
Oh no.
This year
No.
we're hoping,
Social
God's
distancing.
willing, to host it in October, and we would like to donate the proceeds to one of the schools or both of the schools that deal with learning disabilities.
Oh, very good. You know, I'm throwing out an idea. You should do one sometime in the future for Barbuda.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, because you're concentrating on Antigua. So do one for Barbuda next year.
So
How
brunch for
about that?
Barbuda?
All right, as responsible persons in the fashion industry, I'm giving you an opportunity to speak with my audience. What recommendation do you have for my audience? Bearing in mind, youth, adults, children, older adults are watching the show.
Fashion is something that keeps evolving, and it was really good to really try to, as much as possible, to stay up to the time. As old as you can be, you can also, you know, be that person that you can still stand out. So I will encourage you, not because you're old or because you're young, that you think that you take it for granted and just wear any old thing or do anything. You can definitely follow the media, see what's happening out there in the fashion arena, and try your best to
And
be
the men
modest.
can emulate you because you're always on fleek, right?
I'm not always on fleek, but if I am going out, I have to represent. So, you know, I will definitely try my best
Step
to make
it
sure
up.
step out and look good. There might be a few
Alright.
times that I don't.
All right, Derri Ann.
I would like everybody to know that your first impression is a lasting impression. It's always important to not only leave home well dressed, but also leave with a smile. You are your personal brand. So however you step out the door is what everybody is going to perceive of you. And, you know, first impressions are lasting impressions. I also want to add that we tend to, we now live in a time where people think that it's important to have high-end brands. High-end doesn't necessarily mean that you know how to dress or what you're about when it comes to fashion or style. It's important to know what to invest in, what is important to invest in, and because the price tag isn't $1 million doesn't mean that you won't look your best. So make sure your first impression is a lasting one and a great one.
An expense doesn't mean it's appropriate.
Right.
Yep. So I'm leaving you tonight, my audience, and sometimes you have to step out the box, try new styles, try new colors. I was one of those persons who wore black predominantly. I remember when we were speaking with a pastor just before we got married, and the pastor asked my husband, "What's Paula's favorite color?" And he said black. And at that point, something hit me and I realized I'm always wearing black. But I was always wearing black because I was trying to look slim, because I was thicker. So I have evolved, as Mario said, and I'm wearing brighter colors now. And I must tell you, as I wear these brighter colors, it's making me feel more enthusiastic, more energetic, and just more creative. So I want to leave you with this advice. Pay attention to the colors and ensure that your clothes are suitably fitting. Thank you for watching The Paula Show, and have a good evening. Goodbye.